Okay.
Okay.
I got a chalkboard. You got props. We'll do it.
If you want to figure out our immigration system, first you have to get through the Immigration Nationality Act. Then you have to get through the Code of Federal Regulations. And this is going to be your answers. So if you want to know about our backlogs, why it takes forever to get a visa to come to the United States, you have officers who are not lawyers that have to muddle through all of this work, and you have to hire a lawyer to explain to the officer. And if he doesn't get it right, we have to go to court.
Okay. Hang on just a second, because I want to hear some of the things that we can do to simplify this. But first, tell me, how did you get here?
I came here on a barge from Vietnam in 1975. A whole bunch of people just leaving at maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, and we all left on the barge. And then we were supposed to bound for Japan, and Japan didn't want us, so we were just stuck out in the middle of the ocean. And then Cambodia kind of saw a barge being pulled by a tugboat, and they bombed us.
How old were you?
I was 12 years old. So.
And then you came here. We took you in.
Yes, the Navy ship rescued us. Maybe a week or two later, we were just sitting in the Pacific Ocean on a barge. So, and
you came to this country with a banana.
Yep.
That's all you had.
That's all we had in a house to grab immediately to go with us, because Vietnam, there's no refrigerator, so you can't have anything that's perishable. You buy daily at the grocery store, and so the only thing that's not perishable is bananas.
Wow.
So my sister and I just left, and then.
Do you still have that banana?
I was so hungry, I had to eat it.
And I still have that banana today.
I should have saved it.
Yeah. And now, I mean, now you're here. You're an American citizen. Mm-hmm. Life is a little different. What do you do now?
I'm a stay-home mom. I have a son that goes to Regis High School. He's a freshman. I really nothing.
Yeah.
I just hang out with my friends who watch your show every day, and we do.
Yeah.
So and we listen to radio talk show. But
well, what I meant was that your life is, you have become an American citizen, and you're living the life of a dream of an American.
Yes. I love this country. It was hard to come over. I still miss my family. I've been back to Vietnam about 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's not the same anymore. It's changed a lot.
Vic, how'd you come?
In 1967, my dad worked for the Mexican airline in Mexico City. He was transferred to Phoenix, Arizona. So they sent him out, and while he was in Phoenix, all the paperwork started to get our visas, and consequently around 6 months later, we got our visas. The paperwork came back from Washington. My dad came back to Mexico, and he had my mom, my 2 sisters, myself, and we all flew back into Phoenix on a DC-6.
How? Why did you come? Why did you come here?
Work. That's
from just for but just for work. I mean, you became an American citizen. Why? Why did you leave?
Because I believe in this country.
Well, how do you feel? Let me ask this of the entire audience first. How many of you support the Arizona law? There is no one with their, except for your father. You support? Yeah, okay, there we go. So say this is going to get real interesting. And why is that? How do you? It's turned into anti-immigrant, but we are the country that was built by immigrants. I think we need immigrants more than ever before, because too many people like me, who grew up here for generations, we have no idea what we have. We have no idea. We don't even value our freedom or a police force that you can trust. I mean, I look down at Mexico and I see what's happening there, and I think, how do people live like that? I have a friend who just started a business down in Brazil, and he said 50–60% of the judges are all on the take. How do you do that? We don't appreciate it. So this has become about race. As an immigrant, Vic, let me start with you. Why do you hate Hispanics so much?
Of course I don't hate Hispanics, but what I see is a lot of entitlement. and the people that think that they have the right to come to America just because they need a better place, a place to make a better life. I had personal contacts where I don't see, and people that I met that have immigrated legally and illegally, they're in it for making a dollar, and they are not show any allegiance to the flag of the United States, to the country, to the government, to the gringos. The ones that I've had the pleasure to speak with, they have plans to going back to their country.
There's nothing wrong with that. Migrant workers,
right?
But we have how many of you feel that this is it's becoming less and less so, but it has traditionally and can be a unique and special country. It is not like the rest of the world.
Absolutely.
Raise your hands.
Absolutely, it is.
Okay. Is the problem that, and Len or Vic or anybody in the audience, is the problem that we ourselves, our country, and the rest of the world have just tried to make everybody the same? That there is no difference between countries? There's nothing special about this land? That it's all about human rights? What, the planet is the planet, and we're all together in this thing, and we are, but there is something unique and different that allows people to come here. Okay, we'll be right back. We have much more to talk about, and little from me, a lot from them.
Would not want to change a policy of kicking in doors in the middle of the night and sending a parent away from their families. It must be stopped. What value system is that? I think it's un-American. I think it's un-American. A change in policy and practice, and again, can't say enough, the raids must end.
May I ask a question? Because I read the news just every day, and I only read several papers every day and work at a news network. Has anybody had their door ever kicked in? Do you know anybody who's had their door kicked in the middle of the night? Know anybody? You know somebody who's had their door kicked in the middle of the night?
Yes, my sister was robbed twice.
And the police came and helped her.
Yes,
okay, yeah. No, I mean kicked in by the police. I've never heard that. Pia, you were the one who, when we were talking before the show, you brought this video clip up, and you talked about you have something to say about this clip.
Well, what I have to say is that seems that our politicians today, they always go around and look for sympathy about this issue with immigration. Meanwhile, they forget to lead. They forget to enforce the law. They forget what this is all about. I resent the fact that other people, they cut the line and they just go ahead without doing any work. I was separated a year and a half when I was a teenager from my mother to do the right procedure to come in the United States, to join this beautiful nation. And I resent Mrs. Pelosi when she tried to talk to the American people. And I think she's looking for sympathy to try to say that this poor illegal immigrant, they get a split from their families. Well, those illegal immigrants, Mr. Becker, they knew then they leave their family behind.
Let me ask this. What if I say that we should enforce our laws, and I mean equally, it's equal justice, not social justice, equal justice. We're all treated the same. You break the law, I break the law, we pay the price. I say that, and I, of course, am a racist. So you say that. Well, why? Make the case to the people in Washington. Make the case to the 30% that are saying, oh, you're just a racist. Make the case. Why?
Having been a former teacher, you teach your kids rules and regulations. The last thing you want is some poor person cutting the line and facing all that havoc. You want to set the pace. You want to set a form of respect with the child. And I believe in our countries that we come from, some of us were lacking that. Our laws were either being bought or they were being trumped by corruption. So we come here to look for that, and that's what we feel.
Where are you from originally?
Colombia, South America.
How long have you been here?
Over 50 years.
Over 50 years.
Yes,
wow.
sir.
Who else? Yes, here in the front row, and then you in the second row. Go ahead.
Well, Glenn, you can't have it both ways. Someone who's fickle, you can't respect. So how can you respect a country where, on one hand, you have to go through all these rules and regulations, be smart enough to figure it out, or wealthy enough to hire a lawyer to do it, and then get here, and then on the other hand, you look across the street, and they're like, well, if I was a fast runner, I could have just come across the border, and we can both buy cars, we can both have the same privileges. You, in essence, the country loses respect to the rest of the world, and then the floodgates open up because there's no respect.